check on this side of the game. Everything looks good, but I will know in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're running. Okay, let's do it.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Boom, 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 boom. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black at Night Show. I'm your host tonight. Let's get it cracking. I appreciate you being here because we're going to set it off tonight with another topic that is controversial but also real. We're controversial not because we try to be controversial. We're controversial because our topics are real. And you don't get that everywhere. And we call it like we see it. And we don't pull no punches. So yeah, I guess we do it on purpose, but hey. If we want to be like TV, what the hell? What's the reason of watching the show? What's the reason for tuning in if we do the same thing CNN does? So we got to do a little bit different, right? I'm sure you agree. I'm sure you agree. I got real people on the show. You know. Shout out to my people on Meerkat. Hey, Meerkat people, how y'all doing? Glad y'all can make it. You too, my Wolf Pack, Tim Black's Wolf Pack. Join my Speak On It group on Facebook. Speak On It group, Tim Black Speak On It group. Go join, it's free and it's great, and we need your input to help come up with show ideas. Shout out to Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, and Stitcher people listening on the podcast version of the show. That's what's up. Everything looking good? Looking good. Okay. All right, so tonight's show is something, I just want to look over some current events. I looked at some things that have gone on in the last 24, 48 hours, and a couple things kind of jumped out at me that I wanted to address for everyone and then get your input, and hopefully it'll be something that makes sense for you. It'll strike a chord, and you'll want to participate or listen very closely to what's going on. Check it out. So the movie The Hateful Eight came out. The Hateful Eight, where it's another Quentin Tarantino movie. I think his 9th movie. 9th or 8th movie. I'm not sure. Maybe this is the 8th movie. That's why it's The Hateful Eight. And I just saw this movie, okay? I saw it, and I would like to give little bits and pieces of the review, but it's, to me, okay, it's a good movie, okay? It's a good movie. No spoilers here, but I like the movie The Hateful Eight. But the reason what struck a chord with me is something that Samuel L. Jackson did while he was being interviewed for the movie The Hateful Eight. During the press, press comes up, he's talking about it. They're asking him, how does he keep reinventing himself? How does he continue to do what he does, which is create new characters, be charismatic on film, and just go from film to film to film? I don't know if you know this or not, but Samuel Jackson he's damn near setting records for the number of films that he's been in. Oh, Samuel Jackson's been in close to, 100 films now? He's all over the place. I mean, there are many Samuel Jackson films that you never hear of. Some of them go straight to DVD. He's the James Brown of acting. James Brown didn't go straight to DVD, though. But anyway, here's the point. Hardest working man in show business, the whole thing. So Samuel Jackson, while being interviewed, he screwed up and he said something that was true. And now a lot of news entities are using what he said against him and to create a victim narrative for white folks. I'm going to hit my mic. To create a victim narrative. And I'm just going to read you what he said, and then we'll unpack it. Okay. When Samuel Jackson heard the news about the San Bernardino shooting, he was really hoping that the shooter was another crazy white dude. During an interview with the Hollywood Reporter's Awards chatter, Jackson turned the talk away from his acting career to a moment took a moment to address racism and terrorism. From his acting career for a moment, here we go. When that thing happened in France, we were sitting there going, oh my God, these terrorists. And I can't even, and that thing happened in France. Once again, hold on, I'm slipping up. Here, hold on. Let me try this again. Try it again, one more time. When that thing happened in France, we were sitting there going, oh my God, these terrorists. Underline. And I can't even tell you how much that day, the thing that happened in San Bernardino, he said, how much I really wanted that to just be another, crazy white dude. And not really some Muslims. Because it's like, oh shit, it's here in another kind of way. He went on to express sympathy for American Muslims who are now facing discrimination and distrust simply because they share the same religion with these extremist terrorists. He even went on to call them the new young black men. Now, okay, it happened on an army base and it happened somewhere else, but now it's like they have a legitimate reason now to look at your Muslim brother, friend, whatever, in another way, and they become the new young black men, he said. End quote. So there you go, folks. Now you understand what I'm talking about when I said, hey, this is going to be a good one. We need to talk about this because he addressed many issues. Let me give you my take on this thing, and then I'll open up for calls and get your feedback. I think that Samuel Jackson probably did not mean white dude in the same context that some of the people want to make it be. Let me explain. When Samuel Jackson said, how much I really wanted this to be just another, crazy white dude and not really some Muslims, I think he meant like, Samuel Jackson likes to drop an MF every once in a while. He probably wanted to say white motherfucker. So white dude is really not what he was probably looking for. But he probably meant a white person, but it didn't have to be a white dude. And in the respect of, he wants it to be someone who won't be pigeonholed. See, Samuel Jackson wants it to be someone in the dominant society, a white guy, because he knows white guys won't catch hell because a white guy does something. So I guess he did mean white dude. But he doesn't mean, I don't think he means, let's hate white dudes. It's because he knows people will not hate white dudes. It's too many white dudes for one white dude to do something for them to be able to say, all white dudes do this. But you would think the same would apply for Muslims, but somehow it doesn't. There are billions of Muslims, right? Right? But if a few Muslims do something, the way the West is won, or the way the Western news has spun it, we will see all Muslims as the boogeyman. And they have to somehow disprove that they are the boogeyman. So damn it, Samuel Jackson's right. And what he was saying was, I wish it wasn't them, because this just gives people more of an opportunity to say, look at those bad people. Now, I don't understand how anyone could not understand that, but I guess there's some people who are either bigots or people who don't want to understand because it gives them more ink. So they get to write something, they get to talk something and do something because now they can act like they don't understand what he means, and they can act like they don't live in America where we do this thing. On to his second part. When he says, now it's okay. Now, okay, it happened in an army base and it happened somewhere else, but now it's like they have a legitimate reason now to look at your Muslim brother, neighbor, friend, whatever, in another way, and they become the new young black men. Exactly. That's why I titled this. That's why I titled this show. That's why I'm asking the question. Are Muslims the new young black men? Are they the new black? Is Muslim the new black? Forget orange. Is Muslim the new black? Have they taken our seat at the table for boogeyman? Officially. I don't think they have, Samuel. I don't think they have. I don't think they get the same amount of discrimination for jobs, for loans, things of that nature. Yes, they get discrimination, but I don't think they do to the extent that I don't think it's been going on long enough. We got a 300, 400 year start on them. They would have to be They would have to be the boogeyman for the next 300 years, and then you come back and see my great grandson and ask him the question, and then I'll be able to give you a better answer. But as of right now, no. They are not taking the place of the bad black guy yet. It would take a lot. Oh, it would take a lot. Oh, it would take many years. Many years for Muslims. So I appreciate what Samuel Jackson is saying. He, like many other black folks, are trying to be very sympathetic to Muslims. Though I don't feel that Muslims are always that very sympathetic to black folks, but hey, that's just my experience when I go in their stores. But I get it. I get what he's trying to say. He's liberal. He wants to be enlightened. He wants to be respectful. He wasn't keeping it all the way real. But he's a man. He's a fan of humanity. I like to consider myself a fan of humanity too. I like to err on the side of being sympathetic. And I think that's what Samuel was doing here. And just like Samuel, I'm hit with slings and arrows for being too sympathetic to other groups of people. But once again, in my best estimation, folks, if you black, don't worry, you ain't lost your spot. You still the boogeyman. It's just when you go on planes, you good. When you carry backpacks, most of the time you good. You can sit your backpack down. But when you wear a backpack in the store, oh, that's a different story. It's just when you leave it unoccupied is when you become, is when the Muslims, you understand, right? Black guys can leave their backpack unattended. Muslims can't. But you understand what I'm saying? So anyway, guys, that's my take on it. I will talk more about it later. I'm sure people are itching to get in here and state their truth and speak on it here on the Tim Black Show. So let me go to my first caller, and we got to go with the notorious K.I.M. Hey, what up, Kim?
How's the kid?
Hey, man, I'm still reeling off the fantastic show we had last night. Woman, I just want to give it up to Kim once again. I can't tell you how many people have hit me up today and tell me how fantastic you are. So let's give it up for Kim, y'all.
Well, I thank everyone. I truly do. I truly do. I appreciate it. And I'm humble. I will always remain humble. The new black. That ain't gonna never change here with us. That just ain't gonna never change. What I was thinking about was when you see a lot of injustice amongst black people to the point where people are going to go out and protest, I always see white people protesting with us. I don't see too many others. Now, I know there are others out there, but we're going to see some white folks. So there are some out there that are sympathetic to our cause. But we have to look at the difference here. When people accuse Muslims or demonize Muslims for doing whatever they may do in this country, people don't always look at them as I never even heard of the new black. Nobody ain't gonna even hold on to that. But they still have a country they can go to. They still have people that can hire them, and they have an economical base. We don't have that. We are literally trapped here in this country. We were brought here against our will. We are orphans running around. My high yellow ass. I'm gonna tell you how far back I can go, Tim. I'm gonna give you a little bit of history about Kimberly Santana. George Washington is my grandfather. How many grandfathers? Yes.
Wow.
In the history books, they state that George Washington did not have any children. That is a lie. The guy that rode his horse and buggy was my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. And when he died, his freedom was granted. He went to Texas, and he had 7 sons, which are the Washingtons. It is on record. We had a family historian make sure we got it documented that man's blood is our blood. So every time I look at my forehead, I look at George Washington's forehead. So that reminds me that, yes, it is. It's a family trait, literally.
Wow.
So that's a constant reminder for me when I look in the mirror that I was brought here against my will. We're orphans running around in this country. I don't think other races fully realize there is no other place we can go back to. We're here. We are here. And we got to roll with the punches like everybody else. But this to say it's the new black, that would be an insult. And I don't know no group that's going to take that ring and say, okay, we're going to be the new black. Y'all could not stand 1 day, 1 hour of the shit that we have to deal with. Can't hang.
They got a whole show. They got a whole show, Kim, called The New Orange that was they won awards and everything. I mean, what you talking about? Orange is the new black, right?
Yeah, you can get paid for it. You can get paid for it, yeah.
Right.
Get some money. That's how America speaks. But somebody gonna say, okay, we're the new black. We're gonna take on the ring and we're gonna they be like, ooh, they whooping them niggas' ass. I'm not taking that. I'd be insulted. I really would. I really would be insulted. And there is an uprising of attacks on Muslims because there's a lot of stuff going on up here in the Bay Area where people are throwing Molotov cocktails at their place where they worship at. It's really on the increase here quite frequently. There has been quite a bit of a attack on them. Wow. But we always there to be abused. Yeah, they will mess with other groups, but at the end of the day, they still gonna go back to fucking with black people. They will never ever stop. This is a never-ending story. It'll come down to a taper once we stand up and fight, but they're not gonna never stop messing with us. We might as well forget that. And trying to put all our hopes and glory on one person, it is collectively our responsibility to stand up and say, no, I'm not taking this shit. But to just throw that out there like that, I would be insulted as a Muslim. Oh, we the new black.
Right.
Really.
Hey, look, Kim, I appreciate you, lady, for dropping the knowledge, dropping it real. And, hey, girl, you are damn near royalty. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know about the George Washington thing now.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't get no money out the deal.
Damn. No 40 acres, no mule, huh?
That's what it is.
Damn. All right.
No, I had to still get up and take my ass to work, too.
All right, now, Kim. Give it up for Kim, y'all. That's our girl. I'm going to put you on hold, Kim. You know, I'm wondering, you know, I'm making a little light of this subject matter because, I don't know, that's just the way I attacked it today. But it truly is not a funny thing to say this. I understand what Samuel Jackson's trying to do. He's trying to do something that I'm kind of getting away from, right? Which is, I'm trying to, you know, I want to welcome all people and be understanding, but the reality is what it is. Unless Muslims are getting hosed down in the street, right, and having dogs sicked on their asses, in America, that's not black. I mean, where is the segregation problem? Where is the integration problem, which is foolery to take away the shit we have and become second class? Where is the incarceration numbers of Muslims? When a Muslim can commit a crime and the same crime as a white dude and serve 4 times the amount of time that the average white guy for the same crime would serve, then they can consider themselves a new black. I mean, we have so many categories with, you know, that they would have to, they need to really step up their disenfranchised game. You understand what I'm saying? They really need to step it up if they want to be considered that. But it's not their fault. This is a statement made by Samuel Jackson. It's not like Muslims are walking around saying, I am the new black. Samuel Jackson said this. But we can keep it all the way real. All right? We can keep it all the way real. All right, let me keep it moving on to the next call. I just want you to know I realize there are a lot of levels to this, and I don't want anybody to think I'm just making light of it because I'm not. It's a serious thing, actually. If you really think about it. Hey, you're live with Tim Black. What's up, Los?
What up, Uncle Tim?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm looking at this show topic, man. Were you ready to come in yet?
Yeah, definitely, man. Shout out to Kim, man, for dropping that gem. It's just another testament of the lies told in history, and how half the things that they tell us, like probably 90% of the crap that they told us is a lie.
Yep.
Where they're talking about how, they said he didn't have any children, and, but that's crazy. But, man, I mean, it's everybody. Why do black people want to always compare other people to us so bad?
I don't know, man. We want to build I guess we want to build a coalition. At the end of the day, there was no one that's going to really understand our situation other than us, to be honest. Not truly,
Man, they can, Muslims, the Middle Easterns, Muslims, whatever, they can never be compared to us because they haven't lost their religion, they haven't lost their language, they haven't lost their land, they haven't lost their stores, it's no comparison, from them to us, that's just a silly statement, but, it is sad,
right.
How quick people jump on bandwagons, and we live in this, which you did a show on this, on, how, everybody is so sensitive,
Right.
Don't say anything that make anybody uncomfortable,
Right.
But yeah, that's a silly comparison. Yeah, it's a very silly comparison. It ain't no comparing nobody else. And that's the thing a lot of people don't realize. It's like, yes, me, myself, looking at my childhood, I see the things that I went through, how it affects me now. And I can't imagine what slavery done, to our ancestors. Just within, the 29 years of my life, I see the little bit and the things that I went through. There's no comparison to what they went through.
Right.
I don't know what it feels like to get my foot cut off or my balls and dick cut off,
Right.
I don't know what they feel like, but I can only imagine, the trauma that comes along with that. So everybody always want to downplay slavery or what black people went through in America. There's no comparison. Like nobody in the history, especially America, has went through what we went through.
Right. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
man, it's silly, man. It's something. To talk about, some for people to get offended about, and some, it's a line grab, they type it in and put it out so they could grab people's attention, to get people talking.
Right.
But it's sad that everybody is always, gets so offended when, like, me and my girlfriend had a blowout argument on race, on Christmas Day, in the midst of rapping presidents and crap, because a lot of white people feel like racism has died, because we got a black president, or because they got a black friend, or because they can have a conversation with a black person. And it's like, you have, that's pennies compared to what needs to be done to really change things out here.
Right.
That's not going to change anything. Yeah, I had a conversation with my 6-year-old son. I don't even know how it came up, but I asked him, like, is Jesus white? And, he said, yeah. And I'm like, I told him the truth, whatever. But everybody always want to act like this racism don't exist. And as soon as you bring up color doesn't matter. And what you mean it don't matter? Like, if you gonna sit here and say it don't matter, then you're being blind and ignorant to sit here and say you don't know that I'm a black man.
Right.
I mean, that's human nature. Like, you lying to yourself. I know this color, I know this black people, I know this white people, but that don't mean I'm going to discriminate against them based upon the color of their skin. I would act to them based on their actions.
Right.
Yeah, so, so people just need to be realistic with themselves, man, and, it ain't no comparison. I'm surprised he even said anything like that. Because, he's all, look at the position he's in. He kind of stepping out of line probably. He may lose the movie out there, even thinking he could say something political.
Right. That's true. I think a lot of times, Carlos, people, they don't understand the system. We're talking about a system that's put in place that is disenfranchising, limiting the quality of life of certain groups of people. It's not about your one-off relationship with a friend next door. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it's about.
No.
It's not about that. I don't think people really understand it. And then when you give them the numbers, then they start trying, then I think the more they get educated, the more they'll understand, but they have to be educated first. Until then, they'll make comments like, look at Obama, look at Oprah, look at Eddie Murphy,
Man, that's they go-to people, They love going to the Martin Luther quotes and things of that nature. It's like I can't, for the white listeners, for the Mexicans, whoever, I can't explain why, even though my license is up to date, my gun is registered, I have a gun permit, my insurance is good, my car payment is on time. I see a police officer and I cringe up. I can't explain why I do that. But that's just the psychological damage that's been done to us, and it's way deeper than that.
Right.
It's way deeper than that. The way that we, judge each other and treat each other, because I see it, and I know a lot of that comes from slavery.
It comes from abuse.
It
comes from abuse, if a child is abused and then when they see you, they flinch, and it's like a natural thing, a natural thing to look at your abuser, which is the police, which is the government, in a lot of respects, look at it and to be wary, that's only self-preservation. That's a survival instinct, based on a history of violence.
Yeah, that's, and you can't, like I said, we all go through that, no matter whether we doing right or whether we doing wrong, we all get a certain feeling when we get around certain people.
Right.
Right. Or we got, white people don't worry about not making us uncomfortable, but we better not there, try to make them uncomfortable. And, it's like, but that's just the abuse, like you said, I feel like it's a hand down of slavery, it still is this, the mindset, it's still alive, I see it each and every day.
Yep.
A white dude walk by, just because he look a little cleaner, he may have a rap sheet, 5 pages long, she won't, white woman she won't clench her purse up against him, but me walk by, clean record, very honest guy, she gonna cleanse her record, she gonna cleanse her purse up because, I got dreads, my face a little rough right now, but that's just the psychological damage. It's psychological damage on every side, from white to black people to Mexicans.
Right. Yes. It's not just right. It's not contained to one group. That's what I try to tell people, man. We all suffer from the history. We all suffer from it. It's not just one group of people. We all had the same problem.
Oh yeah, we do.
We do.
Because for me to be honest, I've had some black people do some real evil things to me. And I've had some white people that's like really genuinely looked out for. I'll never sit here and say each and every white person is, that's ignorance. And I'll never sit here and say that every black person is my friend, because I know that's not true. And so, it's people just, gotta open their minds up and stop being ignorant, man, and stop, whatever they telling you on TV, 9 times out of 10 is usually the opposite. You're going to come out better thinking the opposite of whatever they telling you on TV. If they telling you to be scared of Muslims, 9 times out of 10, you probably shouldn't be scared of them. You probably need to talk to them. You probably need to communicate. Because, at the end of the day, anything they telling you, there's an agenda behind it. They don't just tell you anything because they love you. Nah, there's no love in America. The only thing they love is power and greed in America.
Right. That's it, man.
Yeah, so,
absolutely.
Man, hey, appreciate you for getting me in, man. Keep the topics coming, man. Great topic again.
Hey, man, no doubt, man. Thank you, man. Stay tuned, man. Give it up for my man Los, man. Hey, I look at this like I look at a movie. It's like a movie, folks. When you watch a movie and the characters are developed to a certain way, the way that the script writer wrote the story, the way that the scene is shot, the way that the plot unfolds, certain people will be seen as a victim and as other people can be seen as the hero in the story. Well, that's the same way our media plays game with coverage. That's the way our history books are written. That's the way the stories are told in America about groups of people. It's the same thing. So if the media is controlled by 5 companies, Basically, all media in America, or 90% of media in America, is controlled by 5 companies. And we're talking about movies, TV, radio, news, all of this stuff, right? They can very easily paint any group of people in any way or fashion and give you certain scene cuts and certain backstories that will give you the impression of who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. But we all know in real life that most people are more than just one thing. People are multidimensional. People are more gray than they are black and white. I mean, no one's all bad, no one's all good. But in a movie, they have to give you these strong character representations. And that's what's being done in our media. That's what's being done to you. You're being fed that, whether you know it or not. The problem is there is no roll of credits. It's just a continuous cycle of movie propaganda, of movie footage running in our TV, magazines, newspapers, movies, sitcoms, everything you watch. And if you step back from it and detox for a while, like I have, and then you come back in, you really see it for what it is. Why is this always this way? Why is the narrative, what is this? And that'll give you, that's the way, that's an analogy I think people can kind of understand. You are living in a matrix. Someone is, this world we have in America is, all the news we see is someone painting a movie script. It's all scripted. As in, pieces are being picked and chosen to show you. I don't mean scripted like they're getting crisis actors. I don't mean that Alex Jones stuff. I mean, they're showing you you can look at the same woman and see her as a great mom if you look at certain characteristics. Or, if you're really crafty, like some people are, and you just focus on certain other things, that same mom could be seen as a whore, or she can be seen as a terrible mom. If you take her out of context, if one day you see her with a cigarette, wearing something tight, and you show just that, you show her just hanging out with friends, and that's all you see, then you may have one analogy, one perception of her. They don't show her at the family gathering. They don't show her helping her grandmother, nurse her grandmother. They don't show her at her mother's gravesite, bawling her eyes out. The only story they show you is the one with her at the club that time with a cigarette in her hand, or outside the club with a tight dress on. And they don't tell you she was at a class reunion and she hadn't been out in 3 months. They just show you that one time, and then you form an opinion on that one time because you have nothing else to go on. And I'm just using that as an example to show you this is how it plays out in our media. This is the way they set up schemes to make you feel a certain way, and they do it to me too. It's not like I'm not watching it, So when I talk about these things, I don't just mean just happens to black folks, no, or just happens to women, or just happens to anyone, Muslims, it happens to us all. But back to what Samuel Jackson was saying, I understand what he's trying to say, and he's really trying to take one and say, look, Muslims, they shouldn't be treated this way. It's not their fault if another Muslim does some crazy shit. They just should not all be blamed for the actions of some Muslim in another country and what that person does who they don't even know. You get it? And you wouldn't want someone to judge you based on that. So let me go to the next call, man. I hope I painted a little bit of background there for you, or at least how I feel. Hey, you're live with Tim Black at Night. Who's this? Montague?
Yep.
My friend. What up?
Hey. Well, I'm fighting off a cold, but I'm doing all right otherwise.
Fight the.
All right.
I said, fight the good fight, my brother. Fight the good fight.
Always. I'm going to read this quote that I read once before on this show by Martin Luther King Jr. And I think this comes to what Samuel Jackson is trying to say here. We are called to speak for the weak, for the voiceless, for the victims of our nation, and for those it calls enemy. And I think with this quote, I think what Samuel Jackson was trying to do was basically, get people to become aware of what's going on, in Syria, what's going on in Iraq, Afghanistan, and so on and so forth. But the way sometimes, sometimes when people need to make a point, they say controversial things in order to get a rise out of people, in order to get people's minds going. So while the other callers are correct, the truth be told, you cannot compare the experiences of Muslims to the experiences of us black people. Because last time I checked, if I'm in the, let's say I'm in the ghetto, I go to a store in the ghetto, more than likely I'm gonna see it run by a Muslim, or I'm gonna see it run by somebody from Asia,
Right.
a Korean or a Chinese person, or I'm gonna see it run by a white person. It's rare that you'll see black-owned grocery stores in black neighborhoods. Okay, so that alone is good. There's not you can't make that comparison. To say that Muslims are the new black people, but I will say that they are suffering some of the similar struggles that we have dealt with. In their land, they're being killed, they're being bombed, they're being demonized. They try to immigrate to other countries. They're being called rapists. They're being tarred and feathered and prejudged just because of their religious practice. But yet, everybody else they ignore the actions of Christians. See what I'm saying? They're ignoring the actions of what the Christians are doing. Because last I checked, the Christians sent us somewhere across the water to blow up Iraq and Afghanistan. George Bush, he said it was a mission that needed to be done in the name of God.
Yep.
To blow up Iraq and Afghanistan. So in some ways, like I said, the struggles are similar between blacks and Muslims. But when you look at the overall metrics, there is really no comparison. I read some comments by One Eye Rap that was talking about how it's in some ways it was better that we were taken from Africa than it would be for us to remain in Africa and be bombed today. But the problem with that is it's happened here in America.
Right.
Anybody can do some research and find out things like the Move bombing. Where the Move family, basically they had them blown up by the Philadelphia police back I think it was in the 70s. Not to mention lynch. Black churches being blown up, and even this year with Dylan Roof going into a church and shooting up 9 people in a mostly black church.
Right.
So some of the same stuff that going on in Iraq and Afghanistan down here in America, it's just not called terrorism because it's different people. It's different people behind the perpetration.
Right.
So, like I said, I think we still, just because we have different struggles, in terms of overall suffering, that's still not going to stop me from speaking up for them.
I hear you.
Because like I said, in some ways they are suffering just like we did back in the day, and are still suffering today.
I hear you. I agree with you. I agree with you, Montague. I agree with you. You got a good point. We got to speak up for them because that's the right thing to do, and that's why you do it. You speak up for them because you're moved to do it by conscience. It's not a political move. It's just the way you feel.
Exactly.
You kind of breaking Montague. You kind of breaking up.
I will say,
you're breaking up again, bro.
I'm still breaking up.
Yeah.
I got my mouth right in the microphone.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I would say nothing for me. Basically, it goes back to that old-timey religious saying, do unto others as you want done to yourself. I would want people to speak up for me.
Right.
As I would I must be willing to speak up for them.
Right.
When they become the target.
Right.
Because it's, like I said yesterday, it's all part of that narrative. That part, that conditioning, to get permission to carry out larger attacks on certain groups of people.
Exactly.
Like if you ask me, I think that kind of Muslim hysteria is basically to stir up prejudice within the country, to gain more support and justification for to go back into the Middle East countries and blow the crap out of them and extract their natural resources, extract the gold, the oil, whatever they can extract and control, mainly the corporations, whatever they can extract and control. That's what they want to do.
Right.
That's why they went to Libya.
Okay. So Montague, do you understand what Samuel Jackson? What's your opinion when he said when he saw the shooters in San Bernardino? He was hoping, he says, look, let me just reread this to you. Oh my God, these terrorists. And I can't even tell you how much that day and the thing that happened in San Bernardino, how much I really wanted that just to be another, crazy white dude and not really some Muslims. But it's like, oh shit, it's here, and it's here in another kind of way. Do you think that that those actions in San Bernardino, for instance, with the two Muslims, it was the male and a female, you know which incident San Bernardino was, right?
Oh yeah, I'm aware of
that.
Okay, I'll read up on it.
Because it's been so many. Because it's not the Planned Parenthood. Some people getting it mixed up, but I'm glad you know. But yeah, do you think that that's being used as ammunition for like Trump and for other people to demonize Muslims?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to think about it. That's just like how any time a black person commits a crime, they're ready to tar and feather the entire black community.
Yep.
Or how if a Latino commits a crime, they want to demonize the entire Latino community. Instead, asking about what was going on with the fatherlessness. Where was the fathers at?
Yep.
Where was their home training? Why were they taught, family values and respect? Who was given the answers? They wouldn't be bad. When they grow up, they wouldn't grow up to be bad people.
Right.
And at the same time, it's a kind of a double whammy for the Muslim community because they're not only they're having their whole religion demonized. Like because you have people asking, oh, look at these, they call themselves a religion of peace, blah 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 blah.
Right.
And they're doing all these actions, and again, it's all. While they're saying all this stuff, they're ignoring the actions of Christians,
right?
Who have been carrying out far more nefarious things, and their best to keep our eyes open so that we don't come down on that. I mean, recently a story came out of Flint, Michigan, where there were discovered that there was a bunch of lead in the water. To the point, it got to the point where children were being poisoned by that lead contamination in the water.
Right.
Now, we are a so-called Christian country that's supposed to be loving our neighbor, supposed to be doing unto others as we would want done for ourselves.
Right.
But yet here you are, in Flint, Michigan, you have children being poisoned by a natural resource that is essential for all life. And not only that, but you have people you have children going to different sets of schools. One set of schools for poor children, and another set of schools for all the rich kids that have the money, whose parents have the money to send them there.
Right.
So as much as we call ourselves a Christian nation, we ignore the Matthew 6:24. which basically says that no, you cannot serve both God and money.
Right.
It seems like everybody worships, tries to do both.
Come on, you know we don't live up to that at all, man. We don't live up to that at all.
No. Like you said, if that wasn't the case, then we wouldn't. The forms of inequality that we have in this country wouldn't exist. You could, if we were truly a Christian nation, as we like to call ourselves, we would be more of a socialist country where everybody is equal, everybody has equal access to the resources, everybody has equal opportunity, instead of everything being set before you were even born. Where the person's vagina that you came out of will determine your entire quality of life.
Yep.
If you came out of a poor woman's vagina, you won't likely be poor. And there are studies that confirm that.
No, but you know what it is, Montague, and we're getting way off topic, way. But I will say this. They sell them the dream and the hope. They sell them the dream and the hope that somehow, some way, they can become a millionaire too. You understand what I'm saying?
They do that to poor white people.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they buy into the system, because they believe by some sheer imagination that they will become rich as well. And most of the time it never happens, and they live their whole life poor, but their kids do the same thing, and it just keeps going on and going on.
Of course. I mean, well, like you said, they've been doing that to poor white people for decades. That's what you see up in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yep.
And out in Virginia, and a lot of parts of Mississippi. They're being sold that lie that, if you just let us take control of the government, we will implement all these policies. You will become just as rich as us, you little poor savage shit.
Right.
In reality, they vote away every last environmental protection. They vote to increase taxes, and and basically make it much harder for their own constituents to live.
All right.
And they keep on selling that poison. And that's the exact same stuff that's going on when it comes to the Muslims. They're basically that same form of demonization that they've been throwing around on blacks for centuries.
Right.
As that's being thrown out on Muslims. And that's why, just like Martin Luther King said, we have to stand up and speak for them, just as we would want them to stand up and speak for us if we were being targeted.
Okay. Tell me that quote one more time, man. I want to write that down.
All right. Just a second. Oh crap. Let me see.
Anybody got that quote?
I had the picture up, but then I wound up pressing a whole bunch of buttons.
I gotta find it. Because I need to remind myself of that every once in a while myself, man. Don't worry about it, man. We'll get it again. We'll post it in the group.
No, I got it.
Okay.
It says that we are called to speak for the voiceless. Oh crap. It keeps on screwing up. It take me only a second to pull it back out.
It's all good, man. All right, Captain.
Yeah, it's just.
All right, Montague. Don't worry about it, Montague. We'll post it in the group.
Okay, I can do that.
You got it, man.
And now wants to come up.
No problem.
Now it wants to come back up. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
We are called to speak for the weak, for the voiceless, for the victims of our nation, and for those it calls enemy.
Wow. You know what? We definitely need to post that, and I need to look at that daily. That needs to be my new credo. That needs to be the credo for this show.
That needs to be the cover for the speak on the group.
Exactly. That's the shit. That is the shit. Hey, look, thank you, Montague, for your comments. You know it, man.
I could have gone to that. I could have gone way into that, but there's a lot that goes into that.
All right, guys. Hey, look, thank you, Montague, for your comments, man. I'm going to keep it moving, man. I appreciate you. Give it up for Montague, y'all. Man, Montague, we gonna get you some coffee. I love Montague's, man. He makes some salient points, man. But God damn it, bro, you gotta keep it moving, man. All right, I love that. That's my brother, though, man. You know, I know y'all like the punchy. You know, you want me and Kim to just, but we have to get into the crevices and make salient points that hit home, points that are backed up by, research, points that are backed up by political fact. And the truth is, if we really cared about one another, we'd have a system that wasn't so vulturistic, that wasn't so cannibalistic like our capitalist system, that eludes people, right? That tricks people into thinking we could all be so successful when in fact that's not the case. But just the fact, look, if you take nothing away from Montague's comment except for his MLK comment, you have taken something very important when he says, we are called to speak for the weak, for the voiceless, and for the victims of our society. And there's more to that, but I that's a powerful statement. All right. Wow. Hey, you're live with... Hello, you're live...
Hey, Tim, this is Latrice.
Hey, Latrice, how you doing, lady?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing good. What's going on with you? Are you, did you hear what Samuel Jackson had to say about about Muslim Americans and terrorist activity?
Actually, I didn't hear it, and I think the last three callers had made excellent points, so I'm not going to double down on too much of what they said. But I want to go to the media real quick. Do you remember the knockout game?
Yes.
Tim, when the news made that popular, even though it really wasn't an issue, it was like two crimes that happened 2 years ago, and all of a sudden the media made it seem like it was an epidemic,
Right.
And that's why a lot of after that incident, after the media did all of that, a lot of extra policies were put upon black males. So you see how strong the media is. Malcolm X said the media can make an innocent man look guilty and a guilty man look innocent. And that's the world we live in right now. But that's the only thing I wanted to mention because I felt the last three callers had basically nailed what I was going to say before.
That's Malcolm X was a smart, very intelligent brother. And I so agree with him, and I realize that just doing what we're doing. Folks need to know that Latrice has a channel called Sincere Ignorance, and they put out content as well. And as we're putting out content, I know for me, I'm speaking for myself, I know that when I put out content that I have people, I'm framing a thought. I'm framing a narrative when you put out content. And whatever you choose to put out there, becomes relevant because you put it out there. So there's a responsibility with our content. And when you don't know and you just consume content, you don't realize the thought process behind it. You understand what I'm saying? Latrice, do you agree?
Exactly. No, I definitely agree with you on that. That's why, the last three callers said, there's always an agenda. I realize anytime they attack a whole group, it's usually because they have policies or something else coming down the pipeline.
Right.
They want to demonize a particular group so much so they can, work their magic when it comes to policies and laws. So we always have to keep that in mind.
Exactly. And you like the way I shouted out your channel, kind of slid that in there, Latrice.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
I really do.
No problem, niece.
You keep doing the good work, Tim.
I'm going to try, lady. I'm going to try. Give it up for Latrice, y'all. Latrice dropping them bombs. Dropping those bombs. Latrice, I appreciate her comments, and she just made me think of something that, two things. One thing is this, and it's we sort of already gotten away from the whole narrative, or the narrative they were trying to spin with Samuel Jackson, as if he's actually trying to equate black and Muslim. What he's trying to do is speak up for Muslims, trying to defend them in a way, because he sees what's going on. Eclectic Tyrone in my chat room says he feels that Samuel Jackson said that because of his liberal handlers, his liberal bosses told him to say it. As if there's no subject, there's no free thought. As if Samuel Jackson can't say what he wants to say. Like, he don't believe that. He's been told to say that. He couldn't possibly believe that Muslims are being put into a box and being framed in a narrative based on the actions of a few. So I disagree with your comment there, Tyrone. But hey, if that's how you look at it, that's how you look at it. I'd like some way to substantiate the claim that Samuel Jackson, who speaks up on a lot of issues. I mean, you really need to follow what this guy. I follow him on Twitter, and he does speak a lot, often, and he's very outspoken. But he's so damn good, they can't keep from hiring him because he's such a damn good actor. The other thing I wanted to speak on is for shits and giggles, Muslims, practitioners of Islam in America who are being depicted negatively, right? Getting blowback because of the actions of a few. Still, it will never be the same as what we're going through as African Americans, what our experience has been, because based on this, here goes a real life experience. Less than a couple days ago, a day ago, I put up a picture about Tamir Rice. And I said, Tamir Rice, the picture says it all. I compared what happened with Tamir Rice to what happened to Robert Deere, the shooter, who shot up the Planned Parenthood facility, and how he was taken alive. And we know Tamir Rice, the outcome of him with the pellet gun that so resembled, that required him to be gunned down in 2 seconds flat. And the reader, one of my responders, a black guy, I'd say he was in his mid-20s, he said, Tim, I love what you're saying, but man, it ain't gonna do no damn good. We need you to be like Malcolm X. We need you to lead us out of this shit. Sharing it ain't gonna do no good. We need you to do something. And see, that's what you deal with when you're in a position, when you're putting out content, and when you have a media platform. He want me to champion this thing, to champion for other people who don't have a voice, to galvanize black people together so that we can defeat some of the stereotypes that we're dealing with, so that we can educate one another, so we can pull ourselves out of the shit. Okay? But I'm telling you, it's very hard to grow this thing. It's very hard to compete against all of the negative garbage that's out there. I don't exactly have sponsors running up to me going, great, he's talking about black issues. He's trying to support black folks. He's trying to educate people about race. It's not exactly pouring in, guys. Now, if I was dissing black women, or if I was championing some other cause, I don't know what the cause would be, but or if I just didn't do anything political, anything controversial, and I just kept it funny, and I put on music, and I made jokes and made you laugh, sponsors would pour in, because they used to pour in. Every day I'd get a different message from someone going, hey, join our network. Hey, join our network. Hey, love what you're doing. Hey, 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 hey. I had to start sending them to my spam folder. But since I've changed my focus of my channel to something constructive, it's all dried up. The options are not coming. So as much as, and that's, I don't know, anyway, it's something that we need to recognize to see it for what it is, right? So when people say things like, you people need to, you need to do this, you need to do that, realize there are things, systematic things in our, that are sentenced, that are there, that make it difficult to champion these causes. It makes it difficult to spread awareness. It makes it difficult to help D-Ray get off the corner, and for me to influence D-Ray, because that don't get a reach. It does not get a reach. But if I shit on D-Ray and I slam D-Ray and just make video after video bashing D-Ray, that'll be seen by millions. But if I try to uplift D-Ray, if I try to educate D-Ray, if I try to positively influence D-Ray, 100 views. 500 views. And come on, I have 50,000 subscribers. Why would when I make a positive video, right? Why only 1,000 people seeing it? But if I make a video about somebody smashing the Xbox, 2.6 million people see it. And if you think that's just because I attract all of these little kids, come on, man. Come on. And I'm not saying it's a conspiracy theorist. I'm telling you, I've seen the numbers. I've looked at the numbers. I looked at the opportunity. And at some point, we have to say, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to find a way to matter. I'm going to find a way to not add to dysfunction, but to help people. That's the decision I made. That's why I'm going to make this MLK quote. I'm going to hang that up on my wall in here. That I am called to speak for the weak, for the voiceless, and the victims. I'm gonna hang that up, you know, because you can't always be focused on the monetary gain. You gotta be focused on how you gain other people, how you help other people gain. A lot of people aren't doing that, frankly. They're just not. So anyway, that's my little rant on that. That's been my experience. It's not a conspiracy. Just go back and look at my view counts. Go back and look at my videos. Go back and look at the numbers. Just look at the raw data and compare the numbers. It is what it is. Let me move it. Keep it moving. Hey, Bass, what's up, my brother?
Hey Tim, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm okay, man. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm able to do what I want to do. What's up with you, my friend?
Yeah, you were on a roll there for a while. But I feel you. People are addicted to the drama.
Yeah. But but Bass, the people are addicted to the drama, but I don't want them to think nobody cares. I care. It's just that my reach is smothered. It's like my reach is smothered. When I try to bring people, I've been trying to bring people together. It doesn't get the reach, dude. They just won't let me get the message out. And then sadly, Bass, people don't fund me. So when someone comes in and says, Tim, I have $1,000, I have X amount of dollars, I'm gonna help you get equipment, or I'm gonna help your show. How do I turn that down when the people who watch my show don't contribute to my show?
Yeah, exactly. I think everybody should contribute.
You know what I'm saying? And not only money, Bass, not only money, help spread awareness. We have to spread it.
Yeah, you're right.
Because if you spread awareness, then the advertisers will pay. But the advertisers won't kick in until the awareness is there. The eyeballs. You feel me?
Exactly.
All right.
And then too, you're battling how many hundreds of years of bullshit? Yeah. People have been programmed for so long that they just, when the truth hits them in the face, they just don't know how to take it.
Yeah.
But as far as Samuel L. Jackson, man, I just think he's a guy with an opinion.
Yeah.
You know me, Tim, I don't read too much into stuff.
Right.
But I think a lot of it's got to do with anytime the media can make anything go viral to pump their agenda, especially anything around racial segregation, they're going to do it. But to even suggest that Muslims are the new black, come on, give me a break. Jesus Christ, do they even know the history of the United States? Do they even know how much of the history of the United States has been kept from us? I mean, they're living in a different reality than me.
Right. He said it. Bass. Samuel Jackson is the one who made that statement.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, to me,
yeah,
it's just his opinion,
Right.
And it varies from mine.
Well, got you. Yeah.
I just don't pump it up to be this big message.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, if he's in a platform and he's so popular, when he says something, people take it as gospel. you know.
Yeah, they do.
But hey, I wanted to shout out to the other callers because they touched base on a lot of stuff I was going to hit on too. So, also, y'all want to go over and check out Sincere Ignorance YouTube channel. They put up some really good stuff.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, and also, I noticed that Gina Best was in the house tonight.
Who's that?
Gina Best was in the house tonight.
Oh,
She's
okay.
listening to the show.
Okay.
Anybody out there, you got to try to hook up with her on Twitter and spread her message about the tragedy of her daughter's murder.
Definitely. Definitely. You know, I talked
But
about.
that's all I got, my friend.
Okay, hey, look, thank you, Bass, for mentioning both Sincere Ignorance and Gina Best. I didn't know Gina was in the house tonight. That's fantastic, Gina. And thank you, Bass. Give it up for Bass, y'all. Last night I mentioned Gina Best. I did not mention the name of her daughter. I just mentioned her story briefly in a rant. Gina Best is the mother of India Kager. India Kager, Kager. Hashtag India Kager. Go to Twitter and type in hashtag India Kager and hit enter. All right? You will see information about the murder of this young woman, this young mother, this Army veteran, this U.S. veteran, gunned down in the hail of bullets. I've had people call into the show trying to discredit the story. They never discredit India Kager. They discredit Angelo Perry, which was her, the father of her child. So I would love for you to be involved in that. I would love for you to share information about this story in your social media. We must get focus on this story. And I am appalled, man. No, I'm not appalled. I'm pissed off that people like Roland S. Martin, people like the Griot, and others will not take up this story. They leave it to small people like your guy here, Tim Black, and Pink Cotton, Attorney Mom on Twitter, to talk about it. See, they only talk about stories they know they can make money off of, it seems. And if that's not true, prove to me it's not true by talking about India Kager, Roland. You're back from the Bahamas, right? We'll get on the story. Boyce Watkins, stop talking about Umar Johnson and talk about India Kager. Stop talking about R. Kelly, 10-year-old allegations, and talk about India Kager. And stop defending that bullshit, Boyce Watkins. You know what? You Boyce Watkins people, fans, it's okay. I like Boyce Watkins when he talks about finance. But don't start talking about social issues and then cherry pick issues that only boost ratings. And add to a negative agenda by white supremacist bullshit. Forget that. We don't care about R. Kelly's 10-year-old allegations that he settled out of court. He's not the boogeyman. We're not worried about him. Help us with India Kager. Boyce, someone share this video with him. Someone share this with Boyce Watkins. He has a platform of 100,000 at this point from talking about stupid shit like the Empire and R. Kelly and how damaging that show is. Meanwhile, applauding shows like Power, which I see no difference in. But anyway, back to the point of the matter. India Kager, veteran, mom, gunned down unlawfully. You cannot give me a reason why this woman should not be here. So please, guys, help spread awareness about that for me. And it's I also did a video on it. Gina Best called up and we talked extensively for a whole show about it. And we need to come back and revisit that because the Virginia Beach Police Department will not release the footage. See, that's all I want. I want to see the footage. I want to see with these eyes what happened. I don't want to hear you tell me what you say happened, right? I want to see it, cop. I want to see it because I don't believe you. At this point, the police is sort of like the cheating ex-girlfriend who wants to get back in your life and be your friend, or the cheating ex-spouse or the cheating spouse, I should say, who keeps coming home with all types of hickeys and smelling like other people and keeps telling you, no, I love you, baby. I would never cheat on you. Well, what's this shit here? Who's that outside? Why is this guy circling the block? Who is that? That's the police department nowadays. So forgive me if I don't believe you, Virginia police. Show me the footage at the 7-Eleven of what happened, so I'll know what happened. Oh, guys, you gonna have to look. This show is not about India Kager, but guys, you have to look at this for yourself. The policeman, they telling me that this guy shot at the police, and the bullet went through the shirt. Didn't actually hit the officer, but went through his shirt. And you should see this hole. This hole they put in his shirt to show how a bullet could go through his shirt and not hit him, but go through the shirt it just hit the fabric. And that's their justification for shooting 30 bullets into a car containing a woman and a baby, a 4-month-old baby in the back of the car seat. So excuse me if I don't believe that shit. All right. Samuel Jackson, I think he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to speak up for Muslim folks. He's trying to. I understand it. He sees some other people catching hell, and he don't agree with it. I understand. Is he right? Hell no, he's not right. Hell no, he's not right. There's no damn comparison. There's no comparison between Muslims and black folks. Come on now. How many stop and frisk? Where's the... They haven't made up laws specifically. But hold on. Here goes the point I want to make before I go to my next call. And maybe some people can speak to it. What laws do you think they're going to pass? Because you see what they're doing. See, whenever, like Sincere Ignorance says to Latrice, like Latrice said, whenever they start focusing on an issue and keep amplifying it and making it a bigger issue and a bigger issue and this huge issue, what's the reason? If you think the reason why they've been talking about Muslims to this extent is for your safety, well, damn it, I'd like to sell you this pen. The cost of this pen will be $3,000 because it's a magic pen. Anything you write with it, you will be able to write a bestseller using this pen. It's a special pen. It's been kissed by John the Baptist himself. It is a blessed pen. It's only $3,000. If you buy it today, I will send it out to you. No shipping costs. It's $3,000, and with this pen, you will be able to write the next bestseller. I mean, if that's what you believe, if you're dumb enough to believe that the world, the media, is putting out information about Muslims and bombarding you with all this terrorist stuff, right? When more people fall down and die, more people are dying from bad food, more people are dying from faulty brakes, more people are dying from, vaccinations than terrorists. If you think they're doing that because they care about you, well, damn it, once again, that pen. I like to say this bottle of water. This is magical water. It's $10,000, but with this water, you will live to be 200 years old. 200 years old. In fact, I've drank a third of this bottle, in which will guarantee I will at least be here 100 years. So you, for the low price of $10,000, if you buy this water, your life will be extended. Phone lines are open for you to buy that water. And you should call up, because if you're dumb enough to think, if you are naive enough to believe that all this talk about terrorists is to help you, and it's not to pass new laws, and it's not to take away more of your rights, then damn it, this water and this pen should be yours tomorrow. I don't care if you got to cash in your 401k. And then this show will be able to amplify and get a studio and get real lights. And I can stop using my $90 light kit. And I can stop using my $90 webcam. We can upgrade everything because of you. That's what should happen. Because see, every time they amplify something, right? Blow it up, they take away more of your rights. So if you don't care about Muslims, that's fine, I get it. At least care enough about your rights to think and know that this is all a part of a plan. When they demonize me, it's to help sell other shit. When they demonize Muslims, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. There's going to be something that they're going to try to benefit off from doing this. It's got to be. And I want you to keep your eyes open. Last time they had the terrorist attacks, and I know people, I don't even want to go down the road about 9/11 because people are going to say, well, Tim, it wasn't. Okay. They sold it as that. Whether you believe it or not, that's the way it was spread in the media. Last time that happened, what did they do? They passed the Patriot Act, the most overreaching, most destructive bill that took away more rights from American citizens than ever in history of America, was passed on the back of the 9/11 incident and the propaganda and all the talk about that incident. More of your rights were stripped away with that pen on that one bill than all other bills combined. In my opinion. That I've seen in my lifetime. You know what? In my lifetime anyway, that I know about. That I can be certain about. I can't say forever, because if we go back to the Constitution where I was a piece of livestock, right? When I was considered property. So I can't say that, but I'll say in my lifetime. All right. They're doing it for a reason. It's not to help you. If they wanted to help you, they wouldn't let food manufacturers like Monsanto put growth hormones in your chicken without knowing exactly what the effects will be. They wouldn't allow that. You know, there's food in America you can buy that you can't buy in other countries because other countries like, man, we're not eating that. That'll kill my people. We care about our people. We don't want people to die from that. We don't know what that's going to do to them. But in America, they'll sell it to you, and they're fighting not to even let you know that they've altered it. They're fighting from having to disclose that they're putting you at risk. They're not just putting you at risk. They're fighting to keep from having to tell you that they're putting you at risk. And if you believe a country that's cold-blooded enough to do that, that's like the equivalent of Charlie Sheen knowing he has HIV and having unprotected sex with all these women. And not telling them and giving them the ability to say, hey, oh, you got what? You got what? Hold on. I know you're rich, but you got what? Oh, no, I'm good. Not even giving them the opportunity to talk. Not even giving them the opportunity to pass. That's what America wants to do with your food. And then you're trying to tell me that there's a country that's willing to do that to you and I and everyone watching and everyone listening. Babies, old people, veterans, all of us. You mean to tell me that country doesn't have an agenda when it comes to the way they're talking about Muslims? Come on, man. Look, a liar is a liar is a liar. A cheat is a cheat is a cheat. A snake is a snake is a snake. Well, he only lies about this. He don't lie. He's not really a bad guy. I mean, yeah, he'll lie, and I can't trust him to he stole the TV. He stole the TV and the VCR, but I don't know what happened to my bank account. I can't believe he would do that. Yeah, he cleared out the house. I came home and everything was gone, but I can't believe he would actually crack the baby's piggy banks open. Oh, no, I can't believe he would do that. He's not that bad a guy. No, baby. I mean, he's bad, but he's not bad. I mean, he's a liar, but he's not a liar. I mean, he's a snake, but he's not a snake. I mean, he do crack, but he's not a crackhead. He a crackhead, but he ain't a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Woo! Yeah, she be putting pictures, so much she got pictures half naked on Instagram. She's not a hoe. She just looks like one from time to time. She's not really one. He sold crack. He didn't sell heroin. It's not like he was selling heroin. He's just selling crack. So he sold it to kids. It's not like he was, selling the kids heroin. He sold them crack. It's a big difference. When you got to shoot, when you smoke, it's different. Some of them were 12. I mean, that's how we sound when we make excuses for shit. You guys know what I'm going? That's what we keep doing. All right. I'm looking to see who's on hold. I think this is a new caller. I'm gonna try you. Hey, thank you for holding while I was going through my ranting motions. You're live with Tim Black. Who's this?
Can you hear me, Tim?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Who's this?
What's up, Tim? First time caller. My name's Amir. I'm 20 years old from New York.
Amir, 20 years old from New York. All right, man. What's up, brother?
Man, I follow you on YouTube. Samuel Jackson talking about the Muslims.
I hear you breaking up. You breaking up a little bit there, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're kind of stuttering though. Yeah, I hear myself
Can you hear me, Tim?
Yeah, I hear you a little bit better, but I hear myself in the background on the echo. You got the volume up on some other device or something?
Just house phone.
Okay.
I could call back on my cell phone.
Yeah, I kind of hear you kind of choppy. Damn it.
I take the next call.
Yes, I can't. I hear you, but it's like a stutter. It's like a.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'll call back. No worries.
Now that sounds better. What are you doing now?
I just moved my phone a little bit.
Yeah, that sounds better. Go ahead, man. Give it a try, man.
I'm 20 from New York. My mother was born and raised here. She's white. And my father moved here from Jordan, and she had me with. My father had me with my mother, and he's from Jordan. He has a huge family over there. He works for the United Nations.
Yeah, man. Hey, look,
so
Amir.
I grew up in the schools and I felt a lot of racism, and
damn it. Man, you know what? I'm beginning to think it may be Blog Talk Radio, man. And I know my man Brooklyn, Warren, you're going to say, Tim, you need to get rid of Blog Talk Radio. I don't know what it is, man. It's killing me. Amir, his family's from Jordan, I think. I couldn't hear him. Amir, I'm sorry, bro. Please call back. Please call back, man. Damn. You know, sincerely, man, I wanted to hear your story, and it gives context to what we're talking about. See if I can upgrade this equipment. Shit. Hey, you live with Tim Black. Is this Los?
Hey, I was calling trying to get the bottle of water in the pen.
I can't hear you too good. Say that again.
I was trying to buy the bottle of water in the pen. The bestseller pen.
All right, man. I forgot. You know, look, man. I done ran my mouth so much I forgot what the hell I said. But yeah, you want the pen in the water? Okay, cool. Get that right out to you, man.
I mean, it was another thing I wanted to add, though.
Sure, go ahead.
With Samuel Jackson, I think the point of him saying that was to pretty much say how America, like any time a white person or a white male does anything in America, it's not a fear of every white male. You know, it's just like the thing. What's the thing that happened over there? Was it Colorado?
Yes, Colorado.
Yeah, you know, there's no fear of white men because of that. You know, when you turn the news on and you see this white banker stole $1 billion in people's pensions, you know, half of the time, you know, black people, white people, they still have their white banker or whoever, you know. But, you know, for some reason, there's no fear of white people when they do things in America, you know. But if a black person does something or if a Muslim does something, you know, there's a fear, you know. But yeah, that's all I wanted to add to it. You know? But I think that was the point of him saying that.
Right.
You know, because it's true. Yeah,
right.
It's very true.
Right. And hey, look, man, that's a very good point to make, man. People need to think about that. Take that with them. Thanks, Los. Thank you, Los. You know, that's why I'm like, look, you know, like I'm always trying to, I'm always reassessing how I do things, what I say, what I'm about. And, you know, me, man, I try to be that guy that supports all people. I want to be like MLK said, you know. And I think that's what Samuel was trying to do. But I'm sure people are going to go different ways with it. Some people are going to be pissed off, man. We got white media right-wing media pissed off about this statement. Like, what we got to do with this? This don't have nothing to do with white guys. Why are you talking about white guys when it comes to terrorism? You know, in Paris, of all places, what are you talking about? But I understand what he was trying to say. I think you do too. You know, it's just that there's so many white people in America. It's like they're the dominant number. So it's like, you know, if you say that every white person who does that is, you know, Robert Deere is the guy Carlos was referring to, who shot up the Planned Parenthood facility, held a bunch of hostages, killed a cop and 2 other innocent people who just happened to be there. I mean, for no other reason than he don't like Planned Parenthood, you know. But when people white guys walk into clinics, nobody's like, get out of here, oh shit, you know, because they would never be able to function as a business. There'd be too many white guys walking in and be like, oh shit, we got to keep closing the doors. We can't stay open. So that's part of it, to keep it real. I mean, you know. But still, there are stereotypes about white folks that they can't get away from, you know. You know. We always think when it comes to mass shootings, still I believe, though they're trying to pump up the Muslims, when we hear mass shootings, I personally think, well, it's probably a white guy. Probably a white guy. Still hasn't changed yet. For me. You know. You know. Who said it? I forget his name. It's a comedian. Says, you know, you hear certain stories, you think white people, you think black people. You know, that's a running narrative when it comes to comedy. You know, black man dies. Man dies rescuing a kitty from a tree. White guy. Man dies stealing cable, trying to run cable from one building to the next building in a rainstorm. Black guy. You know, it's like these are jokes, but they're based in stereotypes that are based in stories that are based in media-driven stories. So anyway, I'm going to keep it going. Y'all feel me? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't be running no damn cable trying to run cable yourself. Hey, I'm Tim Black. You're live on the air. Who's this? Hola. Hello. All right, I'm going to put you back on hold, my friend. Let me see who this is. Hey, you're live on the air. Who is this?
Hello?
Hello, you're live on the air. Who's this?
This is French Toast, man. I'm in D.C. here. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, French Toast? What's going on, my friend?
I stumbled on your show, man. YouTube told me to look at you.
Well,
and,
hey.
I like what you're saying.
Hey, man, thank you.
I mean, I'm feeling what you're saying, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, French Toast, man. Did you hear what Samuel Jackson said about Muslims being the new black?
Muslims.
What you think, man? Just look, man. Just call it how you see it, man. What do you think?
No, they're not the new black, man. We just at war with them, so they don't on the front radar, man. But they're not the new black. Well, they've been here. See, I'm a black dude. I'm 56 years old, so I remember Muslims from the 70s and the 60s. That's when I first was introduced to, you know, the American Muslims anyway. You know, I mean, not the Sunni or the Shia type, but this is regular Negro Muslims. You know what I mean?
Right.
Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad follower type. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's nothing to do with them, man. But they're a little off the chain, some of them in the group there, man. You know, poking fun at the white man, and no doubt, and they're ready to die. They're ready to die.
Yep.
And the soldiers that we have, they're still thinking about car payments back home and who the girls, you know, who's sucking the girl and whatnot.
Right.
So we're not going to win this war. We're going to lose it. That's why we can't go out and just come out and do what we need to do, drop a little bomb on them, you know what I mean? That would just be politically incorrect. But we've done it before. Japan.
Yeah.
Dropped 2 of them on there in less than 1 week.
Yep.
Just to see what would happen.
Yep. We sure did.
So, you know, we could do what we could stop it, but the powers that be kind of like it because none of the elite have really been affected by all this terrorism. You know, I mean, if you look at the people who've actually died, the Twin Towers, Oklahoma and whatnot, not the elite. They seem to be missing from there. That's just what I've observed. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I mean, I've done a little research, which, starts at home, and this is what I've come to realize. You know what I mean?
Right.
So until it happens to the elite, and they get serious, now they can put a stop to it overnight, almost. Oh my God, man! It's like, man, God, I used to be in the military. I was trained just enough to get killed. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're not special forces, it doesn't really matter. So, but I know what weapons they have, though. I've seen them. 50 caliber and tanks and all kinds of stuff, man. Secret. They got bullets to turn corners down. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Shit is real.
Man,
it's real.
But look, the Muslims, they gonna keep nitpicking, and they like slides and gnats. They'll keep on and keep on.
Right.
And I'm telling you, the white man will get tired of it now. But I just wonder how many regular citizens have to die before that happens.
Right. Absolutely. Hey, French man, I appreciate your call, man.
Take up the show, but you got a good show. I just will keep on listening.
Hey, man, that's
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
I mean, a lot of bullshit on there.
Yeah, we're going to be.
You straight shooter, though.
Hey, no doubt, man. Only way I know, man. Hey, look, man, give it up for my man, French. I look to hear from you again, French. No doubt. Yeah, but, See, that's what I love about this show, man. I like having different types of voices on this show. I like different people calling in, different people interacting, I'm not going to change what I do for anyone. Because what's the value in me if I keep modifying because I'm trying to attract different people? So I'm just going to stay me, but I'm open to everyone. And I want anybody to call in with their own story. You feel me? You understand what I'm saying? All right. I want to try to pull people in who've been waiting. Let me see if this person is. Hey, you're live with Tim Black. Who's this?
Hey, Tim, it's Pura, the gay pyro, right?
The gay. I couldn't hear you. Puro?
Not gay pyro. No, not gay pyro. AKA.
AKA. It's all good, man.
No, because I called in before. Pura.
Puro. Yeah, I think I forget. Puro. Okay, I'm thinking pyro is Puro.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks.
I got you, man. Yeah, I remember you, man. Hey, man, where'd you go, man? You went out of town? What's up, man? You hit the lottery? What happened?
That's right. I've been driving around. so I've been seeing your show, and I didn't hear the quote you were talking about about Muslims, but I think it's been a long time in Europe like that, basically, because I'm remembering reading. Like there was I'm 47, so the band The Cure, they had a song about killing an Arab and stuff, and then that's from a Camus book, and then that was like written in the 40s or something, and so there's been that, like that urban kind of blight. It's been, like in France especially, because they had French colonies, so it's been brewing a long time, and it definitely seems like coming to the United States that there's a switchover. It's kind of a funny, unfortunate metaphor, but yeah, so I didn't hear what he said. I was going to look that up later. But I thought it was kind of interesting because I think there's a history already of like 50, 60 years of this developing. Because also, historically, the word ghetto is for Jewish neighborhoods, right? And there was an era when, in terms of these impoverished neighborhoods that have this kind of treatment, it was Jews. And yet, it doesn't mean they're actually dangerous or anything, but they've always had that, impoverished. And they get insulted for not having any resources, and the surrounding communities makes it a self-fulfilling prophecy. So there's been a series of it, and it kind of is what has to be stopped. So are you for the refugees, letting refugees in or not? I'm kind of curious. I haven't been watching, so I don't know if you talk about that.
And man, I think anytime we bring in refugees, and I know this is politically incorrect, I don't give a shit. I look at it like any type of immigration, it hurts black people the most because we compete against them for resources, and we're on the bottom. So when you're on the bottom, what other black people need to realize is that when Mexicans come in, whether it be Mexicans or Muslims or Syrians or whatever, when they come in, whose resources are they taking? So you need to think about that. Now, I'm not saying I'm against it because of what Trump's saying. I'm saying I've always given it the side eye because I'm thinking about what that means for black people. And that somebody has to think about that, and I'm thinking about that, and that makes me a bad guy. I guess it makes me a bad guy. But I know what our numbers look like. I know that we are dead last when it comes to our productivity in the United States.
Right, in the past, I think it was that way, but also there was a competition with whatever the last wave of immigration was. But people also kind of went up the ladder, and so it could have kind of went. But I don't think we're in a system right now where it's like that, and I think there's a more enforced, just everybody would get screwed in that sense. But do you know about this Viewer's View? There's a pair of women, they're African-American, they're trying to tell people to vote for Trump. They're big Trump supporters, and I think the main reason is because basically what you're talking about and their stance on immigration, for similar reasons. And so it's kind of interesting. They were saying that to switch parties and vote for Trump in the Republican primary. And
no, I think they're saying that about Trump because he's paying them. That's what I think.
Well, actually, they kind of came out of nowhere. They're really entertaining people, and not to say they're not legitimate, but I was wondering if it's a part of the Trump campaign because they're entertainers. He knows how to be entertaining.
Right. And look like damn fools, man. But look, man, P-Row, man, I appreciate you, man. Let me grab a couple people before the phone lines cut out.
All right, take it easy, thanks.
Hey, man, no doubt, man. Give it up for P-Row, man. Man, and that may make me a jackass. I don't care, man. I'm always looking out for. Somebody's got to look out for the fact that our unemployment numbers are shit. I mean, come on, man. Our unemployment numbers suck, and obviously Obama don't give a shit. And if he does, he can't do nothing about it. If he does, if you say he cares, okay. But I'm just telling you what the reality is. So I'm always looking at what can we do as a people to try to do a better job and take care of ourselves and help ourselves. So when we look at the issues of immigration and minorities, and we look at remember this whole thing about affirmative action? I'm looking at that now. This is new for me. I'm digesting new information. My opinion may change, but as of right now, when I'm looking at the pie for immigration, when I'm looking at the pie for affirmative action, when I'm looking at the pie for benefits, what I see is a high dilution. Because they just throw everyone into the affirmative action. And they totally forget the whole idea of it was a corrective action to help black folks who have been systematically deprived of rights, systematically denied access, systematically, intentionally castrated, systematically, intentionally disenfranchised, kicked out of the system. So affirmative action was originally planned to help black people get opportunity. It was a corrective measure for black people, not for hunchback whales, not for midgets, not for whatever, right? That was what it was for. But the majority of benefits go to whom? So they create this thing called minority that did not exist before 1970, right? This category. And they just start putting all these people in it. So now a bill that was passed to help only black people became diluted with all these other groups that weren't disenfranchised. There was no law that said Mexicans couldn't be employed. Or there was no law written on the book saying that Mexicans were not human beings. There was no law written on the books that said gays were not human beings and couldn't vote. You understand what I'm saying? But somehow they need the same help that we needed to get from where we were to a level playing field. So that's why I'm looking out for those people whose grandparents could not get a GI Bill loan to buy that house in 1945 or 3. They could get the bill, but they couldn't get it fulfilled and get the loan because the bank wouldn't give them the loan. And that's the loan your great-grandfather, your grandfather got, that got the big house, that helped your father or your grandfather go to college, that helped his sons go to college, that they sold and then bought more. You understand? That appreciated over time, that allowed someone to start a business back in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, that my family didn't get that opportunity. So I have to look at these things when people ask me questions, and they look just at the current situation, and they don't look at any of the history. They don't bother themselves with knowing those things. Okay, so I don't want to take up the rest of the phone time talking about it, but I have begun to read and start understanding the backstory. For lack of a better term, fuck the covering. I don't care about the package, the paper on the wrapping on the paper. I'm looking inside the box, and not only that, I'm looking at where the item was made. I want to know everything now. I want to look underneath. Not just the surface stuff that they're showing me. And that's what they keep doing. So let me go to the next call, man, while I still can. Once again, you're live with Tim Black. Who's this? Hola. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. If I could stop ranting long enough to bring you on. Who's this?
My name is Roosevelt Brown.
Roosevelt, man. Hey, look, man, what's your... You can talk about whatever you like. We only got a few minutes left. The topic was Samuel Jackson, but I done took the show in different directions at this point. So it's up to you, man. What's on your mind?
Well, very interesting point that you were discussing, Brother Tim, when I came on. And that is an issue that's never going to go away. I don't think we need to, in these times, buy into you're ranting or you're pulling a race card or anything. You made a very, very significant eternal point, I would say, brother. And that is that there is no ethnicity of people that ever has and ever will be disenfranchised, murdered, bless God, the way we have. And you have got to stick to your convictions and strut your stuff. You look at your article, your topic, Samuel Jackson.
Right.
Brother, everything in our contemporary society dovetails into the plight of the so-called black man. Everything has been plagiarized out of our culture, out of our ethnicity, and there is only one man that the so-called greatest nation in the world has been afraid of and has fought to keep down. And brother, you stay black. And I mean you stay black and true to your name in how you speak. There will never be a day where the plight of our people is not the issue at hand. The whole world is watching how America has treated who they brought over here. Everybody else is immigrants except us. We're not immigrants. We've never been immigrants. And to put us in the category of immigrants is abominable. We were brought over here. And the stain of that, it hasn't gone away. I don't care about any liberal person, so-called white or black, that tries to minimize the debt that this nation owes to your ancestors, hence to us. You kidding me? There is never a day where this is not the topic. And I'm going to tell you, Tim, everything else is a smokescreen, brother. And we need men like you who will keep the essential at the forefront every day. Now, I don't want to go too much further because I love hearing you talk. But you mentioned Obama. Make it plain, brother. This is a puppet. This is a modern-day puppet to pacify the sleeping giant of your ancestors and your people. And see, what they've done in this culture is they have removed us from our spirituality. Now, spirituality does not need popular opinion. Spirituality does not need religion or Christianity. Spirituality does not need Hinduism, Islam. Spirituality is the substance that makes us who we are. And for anyone that would argue that we are being unnecessary, or we're being crybabies, or we won't let go of slavery, none of the things that we're dealing with did we create. So don't create it, use it as a leverage against us, and then tell us to let it go. We don't want it. We never wanted it. But now you're trying to keep us silent about it, and I'm telling you, Tim, we're coming to this. Your significance and your preeminence as the first man on this planet is going to come into the forefront. And there's nothing that they can do about it. You got to excuse my expression. I had a ministerial license that I abandoned. I grew up as a Christian, but I had to abandon it. I grew up in the whole Jesus thing, and I'm not knocking anybody that's in it, brother. But I'm telling you, the universe knows who the fuck we are. Excuse my expression, man. The universe knows who you are. And your voice is so important, and the topics that you're dealing with. You are an expert on politics. You are an expert on economics. You are an expert on religion and spirituality. You just haven't been given the chance. And every time you raise your voice, it stirs up the whole world. You're not just a black troublemaker mad because your ancestors were in slavery. You're not just a product of a culture who could never get their act together. You are the cream of the crop, and there are men who have controlled and murdered your people for centuries who know that. Without manipulation, you are always at the forefront of everything. They're trying to kill us. You won't be successful. Any form of genocide against us will forever fail because we got a mission. And I just want to encourage you, man. I didn't stuck myself on your page as your friend, your follower. I'm your family, man. And you look at me, you look at my page, you'll see messages that I did year 2, 3 ago filled with Jesus and all that. I leave them up there because there's a lot of people who believe in Jesus. But the essence of what I want to say to you is whatever is stirring up on the inside of you, man, that is the desire of all creation, and everything in the universe agrees with that passion in you. And you will not be one of our leaders that they destroy. We've learned, Tim, we know how to maneuver around this. And you stay on it, brother. And I'm going to be with you as often as I can. I grew up in what? I don't know. I see 323. You in California?
No, I'm actually not far from you, man. I'm in Waldorf, Maryland right now. That's just the number system I dial into. Yeah. I was born in D.C. General Hospital.
Oregon. Oh, okay. I'm in Oregon right now.
Oh, Oregon. Okay, Oregon. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. Okay, wow.
Yeah, but I was born in Watts.
Watts. Okay, I thought you said Washington. Okay, got you.
Yeah, I saw both Watts riots, and I came over to Oregon in about 97, 98, somewhere like that. But just keep it 100 where you are.
Okay.
Because that's going to always be the topic. That's going to always be the subject. Donald Trump, he's another smokescreen. Mm-hmm. Everything in this culture is a smokescreen against your preeminence. They would not work so hard to keep you down if you were insignificant. And don't let nobody fool us. Everything is about keeping you in your place. And it's too late, Tim, because we're discovering who we are.
Wow.
We're discovering it. We're abandoning all of their philosophies, all of their trends, And it ain't a black thing. It's a creation thing. It's a person thing. Mm-hmm. And for all of this taking and commonizing our heritage with every alternative piece of bull, I hope I'm not offending you, man, but
no, you're not.
Gays are not to be compared to us. Are you kidding?
Right. Right.
Mexicans, not because we're better than them, are not to be compared to us.
Right.
They may have some of our blood in them, but let's keep this thing real and on point. There has not been a genocide against any ethnicity of people for centuries except yours. And you just stay on it, brother. Stay on it, because this is the subject and this is the issue.
Wow.
What is happening to this so-called black man?
Wow, wow, wow. Look, Roosevelt, man, I appreciate your call. I needed to hear that. You don't know how much that helps. It helps tremendously because, I'm dealing with the transformation of myself and the growth. And, man, I appreciate your support, man. Please keep watching. Please keep calling in, man. All right?
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Give it up for my man Roosevelt. Mr. Roosevelt Brown. Wow. Wow. That's deep. That's deep. Because I battle with that because I'm like, for obvious reasons. But it's the tug of war between capitalism and socialism. It's the tug of war between doing good and doing well. You know what I'm saying? Doing good. You know what I'm saying? Doing good things for the world, doing good things for my people, doing good things for all people, doing good things for the conversation, doing good things for spreading awareness, helping, being effective for something besides myself.
90 seconds.
And then the other side is doing well for yourself so you can buy a car, so you can live indoors, so that you can go on a vacation, so that you can provide for your child, so they can go to school. I mean, there's always that battle. And it's not an easy thing. You guys, you have jobs, you have things you do to make a living. So, it's always a battle. And then there's also the fear of, frankly, like you got to make sure you're willing to give up your life for this thing.
60 seconds.
Damn it, guys. I wish, like, say, for instance, this phone line. If I got a little bit more money, I would be able to keep the phone line up for 3 hours instead of 2. It matters. It matters that I be able to do that because I got people right now who are on hold that I haven't got to yet. I want to show my Meerkat people. I have people on hold who I haven't been able to bring in. Can you see that? All right, I have people that I want to bring in that I don't know if you can see that, damn it. But there are people on hold right now, and I'm so sorry I wasn't able to get you in. Because that's not my intention, man. Let me try. It may cut off on you. Hey, you're live with
10 seconds.
You're live with Tim Black. Who's this?
There are people on hold right now, and I'm so sorry I wasn't able to get you in.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, I'm able to. Hey, I'm going to try to bring you in. Who's this?
This is Jake.
I hear myself
Hello.
I hear myself in the background. You need to cut that other source down because we can hear you.
Okay, hello?
Yeah, I hear you fine now. You're good to go.
Oh, for real? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Go ahead. What's your comment? What's on your mind?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm new on this.
Okay.
So, what's up? What's going on?
Jay, man, are you just listening to the show, or did you have a comment?
No, I'm just listening.
Well, look, man, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you tuned in. Go to IamTimBlack.com and you'll be able to get the video version so you can watch the video and listen at the same time. And it's free, man. And I do it every day at 9 o'clock, 9 Eastern Standard Time. Tim Black, IamTimBlack.com, okay?
Oh, that's cool. Hey, I was so curious, like, if this would actually work. So I saw the number, and it actually worked.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. Hey, look,
Yeah.
that's what's up, Jay. What city are you in? What state? What state are you in?
I'm in Florida, Miami.
Florida. See, I need you to call in more often, man, because a lot of stories I do originate in Florida.
Okay.
All right, now, man. Thank you for being here, man. Give it up for my man, y'all. I think I had everyone on. All right, I think I did. I'm looking. I think everyone has spoken. I want to make sure. Who was this person? Hey, did you have an opportunity to speak tonight, or were you just listening?
Nah, Tim, I want to get in and holler at you real quick, man, before you dipped out, man.
Hey, perfect, man. I got you in, man. What's going on?
What's up, man? This Mr. Carter here. How you doing tonight?
Mr. Carter, man, I'm doing well, man, after that last call from Mr. Roosevelt Brown, who gave me a little inspiration, man, which I needed.
Absolutely, man. The only thing about Mr. Roosevelt's call that I want to say is that we were already here. And that's another piece of history that doesn't get told very often. What the quote-unquote Caucasian white people think were Native Americans were actually Africans that already beat them here to the land. And the other part of their story, which is also not very popular, especially with the black, conscious community, is that some of us ended up enslaved by our own people. Not a lot, but just some.
Right.
Now that aside, I want to say if you're black in America and you're not armed and you're not willing to protect yourself and your family, then you're a fool.
Wow.
There's too much BS going on. The Tamir Rice case is a prime example. You have to teach your children that they're still not safe, and there's slavery and the mindset of those people and those generations that came behind those slave masters still aren't that far removed to where you won't get gunned down in the street for absolutely no reason at all.
That's right. That's right.
And I want to let the people know, you don't have to get out here and act a fool. You don't have to go on a manhunt. Just be willing to protect yourself.
That's right. Be willing to protect yourself. I agree, man. And you know what? That's new for me because I was more like, looking at the damage that guns cause. I was not looking at the damage that's being done to people who don't have guns and just the fact that you got to defend yourself. So, you got to look at it both ways. Just be a responsible gun owner. Don't be a statistic.
That's right.
Be responsible. That's all. Be responsible like anything else.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? All right, Carter, man. You know what's up, man. Thank you for calling, my friend.
Absolutely, brother.
I'm going to keep him on hold, man. Hey, I think I figured something out tonight, guys. The show, I can only take calls for the first 2 hours, but if you call in before that time is up, you can stay on, and I can still bring you in. See, I didn't know that. All right? So you remember, I haven't always took the show past 2 hours. Now that I've been going over, I've realized that people can call in up for 2 hours, but they won't make them hang up. Like the system won't hang my people up. It's just that I don't think it'll be recorded on my podcast. But you'll be still live here on the show on YouTube. I think that's how it works. I guess we'll find out after this show. Right? I got so many people here in my chat room, so many people on Meerkat that who've tuned in tonight. It's been great. Nate Fees too. What's up, Nate? How you doing, man? I look like you got my message on the Boyce Watkins channel. And I would just want to say to anyone who doesn't know Boyce Watkins is a very astute, very learned, very experienced financial analyst. And I'm probably not giving him all the credit he needs. He's a scholar. He's a scholar in the area of finance, and he can help you start a business. He can help you grow your money and things of that nature. But I disagree with him on his content choices beyond that, and some of his other, his little rhetoric and things he says about stars, celebrities. When he gets into social stuff is where I disagree with him. But just like with me, there are going to be things about me that you don't agree with, I'm sure. Take what you can take, use what you can use, and throw the rest away. It's gonna be hard as hell to agree with anybody on everything. So don't just dismiss people because you disagree with one aspect of them. You know what I'm saying? So I want to support other people who have good things to say and knowledge to drop. I don't want to condemn anyone. But damn it. Sometimes I get very vocal when I say things. Who else? We got? Liberty Not a License. Hey, Liberty, what's up? My man, Brooklyn, man. Brooklyn says, I'm growing, I'm getting large, Tim. More people learning about you. That's good, man. I'm happy, man, that people are learning, man. But, I got to keep bringing the fire, bro. I got to just keep making it hot. Last night's show was hot. Tonight's show, I think, is hot, too. And as long as I keep bringing value to people, people will share it. But I gotta put it on my people to share this content because, frankly, guys, they're not gonna get it everywhere. Because I don't spend my time bashing women, right? I don't spend a whole lot of time bashing women. But don't get me wrong, I will bash a woman, but I don't bash women. I don't bash gays, right? I will bash a gay person, but I will not bash gay people in general. And since I don't do that, it's hard to grow because in the way that the YouTube is set up, like Kevin Hart would say, in the way my bank account is set up, the way that YouTube and digital media and media in general, not just YouTube, media in general is set up, you have to bash large groups of people in order to really get mileage. Okay? That's just the way it is. And since I don't do that, it takes time to get the momentum. But you understand. You get it. Gina. Hey, Gina, how are you? Gina Best, my lady. Once again, guys, go to Twitter, type in hashtag India Kager. We need to fight the good fight and get the awareness out about the story of India Kager. Don't know about it, please learn about it. Great idea. Have a good night. Laura, how you doing, Laura? Hey, DJ, MC White DJ. What's up, lady? Anybody on the phone lines just listening or anybody who wants to get in? I think I've brought everyone in at this point. I'm just going to go back down the list and just make sure of that. Hey, Kim.
I'm here. I'm taking it all in.
Did you want to make any other comments? Because you my people, and I know you hanging out. I just didn't know if you want to say anything else.
No. I'll keep my mouth shut. I run my mouth enough.
Kim is the bomb. Thank you, Kim. Kim, Carlos, everyone who's called in tonight. It's been a great show. I just want to make sure I shout out the people who make this show happen, man. Because it ain't about me. It's about we. We work together. We get this thing going. Mega Hawk. Can you guys see the stuff? Who's Stuffy? There's somebody trolling. Did we get that troll out of there? We had a troll in the comment section here on TimBlackTV.com is where the show is streamed. TimBlackTV.com is where you can see the streaming of the show. And if you go there, you will see a chat area where people just speak their minds. And Mega Hawk X, he was bringing my attention to some crap. Black said, what? Human being. It looks like we got rid of him. I want to thank my administrators, my moderators in the chat room for getting rid of the racist trolls and the jackasses. Thank you very much. Thank you. Brooklyn and Rob and someone else. When I rap, thank you for getting rid of the racist trolls. Because I get those. It's funny how when the Young Turks do a show, I don't see a bunch of black guys in comment sections calling them crackers and shit. But I'm always told how, reverse racism, how hard it is out here. But whenever I would catch a TYT show, Just saying, guys. I don't see that. I will see other white people condemning them, but, I don't see a lot of black guys in white shows saying a bunch of racist shit on white shows. I just don't see it. Don't. Now, maybe I'm just not looking enough. That could be true. I don't spend a lot of time watching a lot of people, but I do watch and have been watching, because my man Mike Dark Rizzo, he said, Tim, man, you are really starting to really your message is changing a little bit. And this is why. Because I'm consuming content from Claude Anderson, and Nellie Fuller Jr. All right? So and not everything they talk about, but pieces. I'm learning to take pieces and do research more on different people's point of view, and it educates me about some historical stuff and different elements. So, if you don't know what the topic was tonight, if you're just now tuning in, the topic was Samuel L. Jackson. He did a movie called The Hateful Eight, and let me tell you guys, man, I saw The Hateful Eight. It was a good movie. Quentin Tarantino movie. It had a lot of the stars that have been in other Quentin Tarantino movies were in this movie. Some stars from Django, some stars from what's that? Not the Usual Suspects, but what's that movie when they're dancing? And Michael Madsen. Remember Michael Madsen? Reservoir Dogs. It had Tim Roth. It had Michael Madsen. It had, of course, Samuel L. Jackson. It had the guy in the movie Undisputed. I think that's the name of it. Undisputed or Indisputed. But he was also in Django. Good actor. It was it was shot in this film, like 70D, this 70D or something. And that meant that the landscape, the view was serious widescreen, y'all. You can't see that, guys. Huge. Like the screen was huge, and it's gives you a vastness in the shots. And then it's shot look like Wyoming, somewhere very flat, and somewhere in the Midwest, and it's snowy, and it's just great cinematography. But the story itself, of course, is Quentin Tarantino, so you will get a lot of N-word, a lot of nigga, But it was a great movie. I don't have a problem with the word used in the right context. I enjoyed the movie, and it's interesting. Oh, also the guy who's been in the Cop Buddy movies. He did the horrible movie with Jamie Foxx, where Jamie Foxx was Obama. Remember that guy? That young dude. He did the Magic Mike movies. That's it, the Magic Mike movies. You know that guy's name. What's the guy dancing around and shit? He's everybody, a lot of women love him. A lot of guys too, I guess. Some of you guys love him. What's his name? Magic Mike guy. He did the movie with you know what I'm talking about? The guy, okay. What movie was it? He was in the movie with the guy from Superbad. Why can't I think of these people's names? It's an actor. He's a young guy. He's a white guy. He's been in a few movies. Is it better than Django Unchained? I don't know the guy. Oh, better than Django Unchained? Damn. It's a Western. That's, but both are Westerns, so that's, I don't know. Damn, was it better? I liked the Samuel Jackson's role better. God. Samuel Jackson in Django was the worst coon. Steven is an iconic figure of just the most self-hating, most diabolical, most destructive black man in the history of cinema, and wow. But in the I don't know, the Hateful Eight, he plays a different role altogether. I like both of them. They're so different. I can't compare them. It's like comparing Kill Bill to, you can't compare the movies, I don't think. I don't think that any of those movies are Quentin Tarantino's best movies, though. I think Reservoir Dogs was his best movie. I think Pulp Fiction was Quentin's best movie. His second best would be Foxy Brown, Foxy Brown. Was that it? Jackie Brown. And then I would go with, what's the third one? Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. Django's like 4 for me. Jackie Brown was the bomb, man. Come on, Chris Tucker had to get in the trunk. So anyway, guys, I love the movie. It's worth watching. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8. All right? It's a good movie. I don't want to give too much away. Let's just say that there's some violence in it. There's a lot of story. It's a very long movie. If you're going to have to sit there for a while. It's not fast. Some people may be bored watching it because it's a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of setups. They show you the movie from 2 different vantage points at one point, which makes it elongated. But I recommend the movie. And great acting. Great acting. So the question actually wasn't about, the show tonight wasn't really about that movie. It was about a statement Samuel Jackson made to this magazine called The Hollywood Reporter. And it was around the time of the San Bernardino shootings. And Samuel Jackson said he felt that Muslims were being treated like black men. And that Muslims were becoming the new black man, the new young black man. Young black man. By media. The way that media blames all Muslims for the actions of some Muslims. So that's what the show was about. I will be putting this show on my other channel. The full show will be posted there for people to take advantage of. Just because we're so hot, we can't stop. You know? I'm doing a lot of talking. I'm actually tired now. So let me give a shout out to everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of it. We'll be back tomorrow. You know, I'm so busy and I work so hard, man. My days are running together. I don't even know what day it is. I just know it's day to make the donuts. Taken from that old Dunkin' Donuts commercial where the guy just keeps waking up and making the donuts. That's all I do. But see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Don't forget to join my Facebook group. Speak on it. Help me come up with topics for the shows. We do a show every day, every night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's a lot of show ideas. So, Gina Best. Gina, I would like to get you back on the show. Let's talk about new developments. Let's re-agitate the naysayers. Right, Gina? Let's piss them off again. Let's get you back on. Let's talk about issues again concerning the murder of your daughter. Let's do that. And let's get them pissed off again. Because, yeah, we're back on it. And that'll do it, right? Everybody cool? Everybody all right? Becca says, weed out the fake stories. I don't know what you mean by weed out. This was not a fake story. I don't know what, this wasn't fake. This is a great story. Where Samuel Jackson opens dialogue. You could take any story, Becca, and extract from it something of substance. But in order to pull in people, you have to grab stories that pull in people. When you are small and you need to grow, you have to take hot topics but the vantage point in which you address the topic, you control that. See, I have a background in journalism. I've written for a newspaper. It was hard as hell to get anything published until I learned. I listened to the recommendation, the advice from a seasoned newspaper writer. He said, you always need a hook for your story. I love what you wrote, Tim Black, but you need a hook. You have to tie in your story to something current so that people will read it. So that's what I have to do here. You can't just put up content. There are a lot of people put up great content on the internet, but they have no hook. So it's never found. No one ever watches it because it doesn't entice the viewer. So there's a multiple job to it. There are many things you have to do. So anybody out there putting out content, use something current to grab the people Talk about that thing, but talk about it from the vantage point that you want to talk about it from. That's how you build an audience. Now, I know my average person doesn't know that, and I may be giving more information than people want, but I'm telling you, there is a method to the madness. This is how the game is played. This is how you have to play it if you want success. There are people who have been on YouTube for 10 years who have 3,000 subscribers because they never learned that. And you know what the problem with that is? It's not just about their subscriber number. It's that they have great information. Great information that it's a fucking travesty that more people don't know about it. But more people will never know about it because they don't know how to wrap it. They don't know how to deliver it. And they won't spend money promoting it. So this is the way it is. If you don't spend advertising dollars, then you must make your information accessible using the tricks of the trade. Either you pay to get advertising or you know the game. That's the only way people are going to know about you. You can be a beautiful lady, but if you're sitting at home and no one ever sees you, no one will ever talk to you. You can be the smartest guy and have the greatest ideas. But if you are not known, no one will ever know. And your ideas die with you. So, I know a lot of people, they have a lot of, they don't understand. They don't. And so anybody out there aspiring to put out their content, who want to get their message out, let me just tell you, those are secrets to the game. You got to use them. You can't say I don't care. It's like, it's like swimming. There's a way to swim, there's a way to drown. So if you want to swim, you can do what you need to do to swim, or you can drown and say, I fought the good fight. And then you die. And all the great things you could have done never get done because you didn't want to do the swimming that you have to do in order to reach that side of the shore. That's just reality. You can be a liberal and say, I'm just doing this, I'm gonna save the world, and then no one hears from you ever. No one ever finds you. You saved no one. Not even yourself. Feel me? Hey man, sorry. That's how it works. I didn't create the game. This is the game. You either navigate the rules of the game. But see, as a black guy in this world, I've had to do that all my life. So I already know. It's like for every black guy who walks around in corporate America with the Wall Street Journal under his arm, wearing a white shirt and a tie and trying his best not to say anything too, aggressive, don't want to be negative, labeled as the angry black man, and wants to be considered as safe. For all of us who've had to do that, we know you have to play the game a certain way in order to get in position. But if you never play the game correctly, then you're never able to hire other people so they get an opportunity. Because someone has to crack through. You don't have to sell your soul, though. Don't sell your soul. Do not sell your soul. A little fun thing, guys, since we're just talking because the show is really over. I don't know if anybody out there is a fan of the 5150 show, but I had a very brief conversation with Corey Holcomb. I sent him a message, basically, and he wrote me back, and I said, I just want to let him know how his show helps me. Because Corey Holcomb will say anything. Oh, he don't give a shit. He just says it, like whatever it is. And lots of times it's a joke, but then there are times when he's not joking, and you can kind of tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's funny, and then it's just real. But put a funny way, and then it's just real, It's funny, then it's funny real, and then it's just real. So he does them all. And I wrote him, and I told him, I said, Corey, man, you inspire me because you remind me to keep landing on the line and keep it real. And I don't know if anyone's told you that. I don't need anything from you. I just want you to know that by you doing you, it keeps inspiring me to do me. It's helped me be me. So we need to support one another. We need to support people who are bold and unapologetic and real and who are putting themselves in harm's way, who may hurt their careers, hurt their businesses, hurt their sponsorships, but they do it because they believe it and they will not sell out. We got to support people like that. And there's some people who do stuff as a business. Like they'll say things, but they don't really mean anything. You know, like they're fake. You know, back in the 80s when brothers started wearing the African medallions, not all of them were conscious. They just wore them because it was a fashion. It was fashionable to listen to poor righteous teachers and to, rock a fro. You know, it became the thing to do. X-Clan. But they really weren't conscious. They really didn't care about history and about building a better community. Right? So some people will use it as a fad. But then there are people like who I aspire to be who tell the truth because it's the truth. So there's a difference, I hope. But you guys got to keep me on my toes, though. Keep me on my toes. When you see a title that has some current shit in it, don't let that turn you off, because I'm going to flip that son of a bitch. I'm going to flip that title. I'm going to flip that story and pull out something real in it. Even if it's just to say, hey, this is some bullshit. Don't let a title discourage you. Don't let it discourage you. There may be a movie that's out. I may review a movie, for instance. And in reviewing that movie, I'm able to point out hypocrisy. I'm able to shed light on something. But think of all the people who will see that show or see the spread I'll get by talking about that movie. But I'm using that movie to talk about greater things. Sometimes you got to put the medicine, you got to put a little sugar on the medicine, baby. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that. But I hope my people are smart enough. They know what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do that, man. I know some good people out there. You don't need to do that for them. They just want the real. They like, look, you don't need to fake with me. You don't need to entice me in. But I know, but see, this is my theory, guys. And I want to know what my Meerkat people think. You can't just preach to the choir. You got to preach to the unconverted and the converted. See, some people are really great preaching to the choir. They just keep talking to the people that keep going, yeah, 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 yeah. But if you never talk to the people that are going, I don't know about this shit. Or the people that go, get out of here, I don't believe that. If you don't convert them people, what have you really done? You know, if I can't make a person go from being against something and then the evolution of being for it, then what am I really doing? You know, so we need to also, when you throw that wide net out, right? When you do something mainstream, it's to bring in mainstream people and kind of like detox them. Because just because there's a white guy out there in Nebraska who has this bad idea about black people, for instance, because he lived in a household where he heard a bunch of bad shit and his parents watched Fox News. Now he watched Fox News. That don't mean that I can't show him something else and change his life and change his worldview. It's not his fault that he's been fed bullshit for the past 20 years of his life through the media. It's really not his fault. He's diseased by the media bullshit. He didn't create Fox News and create CNN. He didn't create the false narratives that are out here. It was created way before he was born. So if I only talk to people who know the deal, then how the hell am I helping anyone? That's how I look at it. Now, that's the way I approach it. I try to do a little of each because I know I want to keep the people that know what's going on, I want to keep them down, but I also want to bring along the other people. And I don't want to demonize the people who don't quite get it yet, because what good is that? You know, what good is that? How am I helping if I do that? I'm just really reinforcing the negative shit they already think when I do that. And that's just me. And maybe later I'll change. I don't know. I hope I won't. But right now, that's how I see it. Right now, that's how I see it. You know? Like I want to do a show about disciplining your children, because Arlene Walls posted something on my Facebook about discipline and how parents get locked up for disciplining their children. But a cop can drag a girl in a classroom and get slammed, and not only the students say it was okay, you know, but a lot of people said it was okay. But if a mother does it, if a parent goes up to the school and does the same thing, we lock her up and take her kids from her. So I want to talk about that. But hopefully in that conversation, we can change some minds and opinions. Like we can talk to the people that go overboard. Like you really don't need to body slam your child. There's a difference between discipline and abuse. There's a line you don't want to cross with your child. You know what I'm saying? So like I want to talk to those people, and I want to talk to the people who don't understand how the system really don't care about their kids. Like, you know, they take these kids from these people and they put them in a system that's broke as hell. That system don't work, man. And these kids get put into this system and they get molested and they get abused, and people don't have the resources. The government doesn't have the resources, nor give the money to check up on those kids that they have taken away from these parents. So people think that because these children are out of our face and we don't see them, that they're somehow taken care of now. And they think the story ends with, well, this child was in this situation and then we removed them from the home. The end. They never follow up to find out what happened. Unbeknownst to you, do-gooder, that child got molested over there in that system. That child, I've read stories of children being starved to death in those systems, made to sleep outside in those systems. Somebody collecting the check for those children they have and treating them like dogs and making them sleep on the floor in the basement and urinate and defecate into a bucket. And no one from the state ever followed up to see what happened to those kids that they placed in that home. But according to the media, they just stopped the story at they took the child off the home and put the child into a group home, and the end. So I want to do that story, you know? But when we do that story, I might use something in the media that's current to hook it in together. And that was a lot to say, but so that's going to be a good topic, right? That got some people pissed off. They're thinking about it like, what? You right. That cop dragged that girl across the room. You know? Body slammed that child. Or like the mother in Baltimore. Right? The mother in Baltimore smacked her son upside the head. But if she'd have done that, not because he was going to break up some shit in the city, in them businesses, if he would have just been breaking up shit at home and she did that, and somebody saw her and called it up, they'd have came and took that child and charged her ass with child abuse. You do realize that. But because it fit a narrative that the media wanted to use, CPS didn't come holler at her. That's a hypocrisy. That's a hypocrisy, y'all. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Oh, Lord. Anyway. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I don't get into all that false flag stuff, Becca. You got the wrong channel, lady. Lord have mercy. I don't do all that. I don't do this. Is not Alex Jones, man. I don't get into all that. I don't get into all that, Becca. This is not Alex Jones' channel. It's not. Some people think, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why people think I'm like Alex Jones. I'm not, man. I'm Tim Black. These are stories I do. All right? This is my vantage point. There are a lot of people on YouTube that do the false flag stuff and they talk about the crisis actors and stuff. That's another channel. Go subscribe to them. If you believe that, go do that. That's you. Please feel free. You know, feel free to pursue that line of thinking. That's cool. You know, there's a lot of different, we got, you know, it's sort of like we got cable now. We got 500 channels. That's another channel. Don't tell me to cover that stuff. I don't cover that stuff. Somebody else, I'm sure someone else has that ready for you. That wants you to cover it. Go, there you go. Go over there. You know what I'm saying? Go follow them. That ain't what I do here. All right, man, we're out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Once again, thanks for being here. I'm officially really out now. I'm going to play the Get Out of Here music. The boogeyman going to get you. Oh. Hey, could somebody mute Becca, please? Oh, hell, I'll do it. You in timeout, Becca. Lord have mercy. When you start giving people attention, then they act crazy. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't even focus on that. I should have just muted her. I just put her on timeout, you know. She got a lot of black friends, she said, so she know a lot of stuff because she know a lot of black friends. Lord. Somebody help us. I work with a lot of white people over the years, so I know a lot of white people, so I can speak on all issues concerning white culture. Actually, there is no white culture. There's American culture, right? The melting pot wants you to become American culture. I had no problem with American culture. If we get all treated the same as far as, don't tell me to be the same, but then at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I can't, if my name wasn't Tim, actually I get a lot of hell for Tim Black, but if my first name was DeAndre Black, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. The opportunities start disappearing. Like, oh shit, what was that? Ooh, there's an opportunity just passed me by. Goddamn. Ooh, what was that? That was another opportunity. Think about Quintonio. You need to shorten that shit to Quinn. But see, he's no longer with us. Right? No longer with us. And Quintonio was an honor student. Noel, what's his name? Noel Aguilar? The man who was shot down by the cops, shot in the back 4 times. He wasn't no gangbanger. Full-time job, full-time employee, had a family. I saw a couple people jump in my comment section talking about he was a gangbanger. I know he wasn't. They read that shit on the Daily Caller, a shit website. Music time, Tim. Music time, Tim. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't think, you know what? Brooklyn said I should run for president. And you know what? I don't think I would work. That would work for one reason. And you know, for a lot of reasons. And you know what? People don't want to be woke up. Not most people. Most people do not want truth. They want something that makes them feel better. They want somebody to blame. And they want to just be told it's all going to be okay. And I couldn't lie to them like that. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you everything's going to be okay. And that you don't have to do shit. And that there goes the boogeyman. Let's go get him. You know, that's what people want. And you can see it in the numbers. That's really what they want. That's what they want. And I couldn't lie to people like that. I don't want to lie for a living. You know? I mean, I sold cars when I was like in my early 20s for like a year or two. When I was in between jobs, and like anybody could get a job selling cars if you could talk. And my brother had done it, you know, for years. Really close friend of mine, I consider a brother. So, but you know, I didn't like lying to people. And when I got a job in sales where I was able to just tell the truth, I did much better because I'm not that's not my makeup. I can't see beating I don't like telling somebody. I don't like the idea of telling someone that's as low as we can go on something when it's not. So I prospered and I flourished. I was very successful in the environment of when I could just tell you the truth and get paid for the same amount of money no matter what I sold. I'm not the type of person. It's just not me. I'm not going to try to be somebody else. There's some people in this, for some reason in American culture, they reward liars. The liars are rewarded. And the honest people suffer. You don't believe me? Go watch The Wolf of Wall Street. Go watch that movie. Wolf of Wall Street. Watch it. Jordan Belfort, I think that's his name. Look how well he did lying. And he still won because he still made a book. He got in trouble at the very end. I mean, after millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? At the end, he gets in trouble, and then what happens? They make a movie about his life, and he's back on top again. Go watch The Wolf of Wall Street. Music.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. and TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Now see, man, my beard got the gray in the joint, man. I'm not coloring my beard no more, man. I'm old. I ain't gonna fight it. It is what it is. Some people, you know what? Why fight it, man? Some people say it make me look more distinguished and make me look more wise. So I'm not gonna color my beard no more, man. That don't mean I'm gonna come up here looking like Grady. Ain't that old yet. But but when that day comes, it's gonna be what it is. It's gonna be that brother up here looking like a young David Banner, just ah! Crazy, yo. All right, I'm gone. Hey, thank you, Meerkat people. I call them Meerkat people. Man, they ain't Meerkat people. They people using Meerkat. Dreads. I need dreads. Okay, no damn. I wish I had dreads. I wish I would have known that my hair was going to do what it did. You know what I'm saying? I might have made different choices. Lord said, keep doing what you're doing, Tim. The back end will catch up with you. Yeah, I try not to take a personal. I just keep saying, you know what? Just stay the course, man. I got to stay the course, man. I cannot give in. I will not give up. Yo, boy, Cam. I'm not going to sell out, Cam. I'm not going to sell out, man. Look. For so many years, I worked at so many different jobs, man. You know? And I wasn't happy, man. It just wasn't. You know? And this is the happiest I've been. But it's up to me. What I need to do is sell products to my followers and my fans and my watchers, viewers, that they want. So that's another thing, guys. I need to know what you want to buy. I would sell stuff, but I don't know what to sell. People don't really want T-shirts from me. You know, I'm not big enough to, nobody want no Tim Black T-shirt. And if you did, you ain't buying them. I don't think people want Tim Black T-shirts. So I need to sell people stuff that they would buy anyway. I don't want you to feel like it's charity. I would sell you something that you want to buy. You know, that you already gone by. That's what I want to do, but it's hard to come up with those ideas, come up with show ideas, do stuff on Twitter, create graphics on Twitter, and create graphics for Instagram. And thank you, Montague, for helping me on Facebook by doing that moderation on Facebook. That frees me up a little bit. I got folks who free me up here on YouTube. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? But it's hard to do everything, but I got to make time to do the business side of the house because that's my job, you know, as a business person. I got to do business. And it's not, frankly, it's not up to you guys. It's up to me. And I'm not mad the fact that I have that I have something to figure out. I got to figure it out. You know? But happy holidays to everyone, man. And New Year's is coming up soon. So we need a special New Year's show. You know, I need that. So I'm going to be working on that idea. All right, guys. I've been saying I'm gone, but I can't. You guys like family to me as well, so talking to you guys is like talking to good friends. And I don't ever want that to change, you know? Peace. So I'm not going to let it change. How about that? Peace. Fuck that. I control if it changes, and I'm not going to let it change. Y'all feel me? Blog Talk Radio.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
I'm going to send out this show. I don't know how much of the show. We'll find out how much show was there. YouTube people. Gina. Don't forget, guys, go to Twitter, hashtag India Kager. INDIA KAGER. Kager. Shout out to my Patreons and my supporters. I appreciate y'all. Some people do support the show. Don't get it wrong. Some people do. They help out. All right.